Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covered. Three-handle family Gradunzel.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Number 4, Armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I am your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Tuesday. Not just any Tuesday, it's the Tuesday after Hell in a Cell, so you know what that means. It's time for the view from the WWE Universe. We're going to sit down and talk about everything that happened this week in WWE, but we already did that on Saturday, so really we're just going to talk about Hell in a Cell. I am joined, of course, by CJ. How are you, CJ?
I'm okay after today? After this
Okay,
pay-per-view?
You're like, I'm okay after today? Like, that was a question?
Well, I'm questioning myself because I'm still not sure about the results of today, but we'll get through those.
I felt like it was a good show. I enjoyed the show overall. It had a baffling ending. That's all.
Yeah.
I think, and the thing is, an ending to a show, it kind of defines the whole show. You can have a fantastic show, and if it has a shitty ending, you'll be like, "Well, that show was shit," but it really wasn't. You look back over the show.
Prior to the main event, everything was great. And I actually somewhat enjoyed the main event match. But,
yeah,
again, we'll get to that later.
there was a lot of questionable stuff that went on. And I feel like I wasn't excited going into Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
But coming out of it, it was like, okay, that was better than I thought it would be. The matches were, I mean, we always know that the in-ring product is solid. They have talent. As long as the talent are allowed to do what they do, It's going to be good. So that's never the problem. The problem is the stories, and the stories haven't been great. Well, some of the stories have been pretty good. We've enjoyed the Daniel Bryan stuff. We've enjoyed the AJ Joe stuff, mostly on SmackDown. We've enjoyed the Becky Charlotte stuff too.
It's just been SmackDown.
Yeah, but the matches were good, and I guess some of the matches didn't live up to the stories, even though. So I know. Let's go through it. Let's have a look. On the kickoff show, the New Day defended the titles against Rusev and Aiden English. So I know you're not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, I was actually sitting at work when I heard about this result. Boy, was I not happy. The next customer I served, he didn't get a good treatment.
Really? You know, you really shouldn't let this stuff affect your work, man. I mean...
No. So I knew the guy. He's a regular, and he follows wrestling, but not as much as we do. He just kind of knows it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was kind of just like...
Shouldn't let it affect your day-to-day life. I just want a PSA to the listeners, okay? Because I had a bit of an experience today with someone who works with our page. He calls himself the villain. He's not going to listen to this. It's fine. No, he might. If you're listening, hi, Matt. How are you? And this is a message for you and a message for everyone who you know, yes, we love wrestling. We get invested in these characters. We get invested in what's going on. But when something goes wrong, or something is bad, or something you don't enjoy happens, don't let it ruin your day, man.
Yeah.
Like, pump up the things you love. If you can't find something you love to focus on, then maybe turn off for a while, you know? Don't let it put you in this negative headspace where you need to yell at things, or like, you know, you see those videos of people online that are like, what, the Undertaker's streak ended, and he like smashes a table, you know?
Or the kid smashes his TV with a chair.
Yeah. Just don't let yourself get into that space. Just turn off, man. If you don't like it, that's fine. Like it's, I don't know. I try not to let it affect me. I mean, I have at certain points, I have gotten so upset about things that I've been like in a bad mood or whatever. But what I try to do is instantly, like straight away, like I'm in a bad mood because of this. I need to take my kids to the park. I need to do something else that's going to be joyful and happy. Because yeah, you don't want to be that guy that lets the New Day winning over your favorite tag team. You don't want to let that. Get yourself a podcast and yell into a microphone instead. It's better for everyone.
Isn't this what we're doing right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, if it was the Revival, I'd be here being like,
that's exactly right.
I fucking quit.
That's exactly right. Right now, honestly, when I heard it, I wasn't completely cranky, but I was at the point where I was like, you know what, Rusev and Aiden English need this run. They actually need this run to build their character more, because where do they go from here? All they can do is split up, go their singles ways. To be honest,
that's the way it's going. Yeah.
I can see that it's the way it's going, but I don't know. I just feel like both of them deserve to hold those titles for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see where it goes. I guess we'll give it a bit of room. But obviously, I mean, look, the plan was always, I think, of course, we know the plan. So the thing is, going into Hell in a Cell, we knew the matches that are happening at Super Showdown. So New Day versus The Bar is booked. I know it's card subject to change, but they've already announced that New Day are defending against The Bar. So, this match meant nothing anyway. We knew this. We knew this going. So, New Day move on to defend against The Bar. Do you think we're going to get any title changes at Super Showdown?
I think we will.
Yeah?
It's a pay-per-view. It's a live event. Things happen. Look at Beast in the East. We saw. Yeah. Look at NXT in Japan. We saw an NXT championship change.
Yeah, but look at Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but it's still just because one. I mean, we've had so many pay-per-views in the past where there's been no title changes.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
You could have that. All of a sudden, every single championship will change hands at Super Showdown. You never know.
Other than the Cruiserweight title, do you think anything will actually change?
Actually, yeah.
Because I think the Bar have a good chance at winning. I think the Bar have a good chance at winning the tag titles in Melbourne.
The Bar definitely had a better chance than Rusev and Aiden English do.
Yeah.
And personally, I think that they should go over anyway. Just because, I don't know, I'm sick and tired of seeing New Day as tag team champions at the moment.
No, come on. The New Day are amazing. They're legends.
They are amazing.
I love the New Day. I will never get sick of them. And they've reinvented themselves again with this 80s announcer gimmick that Kofi's doing. I love it.
Yeah, but I get it. But
they're so smart because they can sell toys of their 80s announcer like alter egos, and people will buy them. So
yeah, well, can guarantee I would stick my hand up for that.
Yeah,
I mean, I would love to have a ring just set aside like on a display with just the New Day on commentary. That's all I want. But in all seriousness, coming Super Showdown, I honestly don't think that. I think we'll have changes.
All right. Well, we'll see. Now, let's get into the card proper. The show opened with a Hell in a Cell, and it closed with a Hell in a Cell. Now, the first one was Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
I thought this was a really, really good match, but the ending kind of frustrated me a little bit. Just a little bit.
This is honestly how a Hell in a Cell match should be. This was brutal. This was intense. This was something I have not seen since Edge vs. Undertaker at Hell in a Cell in 2009. We have not seen this.
Just quickly, which spot did you think was the most brutal spot?
That screwdriver through the ear.
Right, I knew you were going to say that, right? And everyone's talking about it, everyone's ranting about it. It's going viral with all the GIFs. Yeah. It's going viral with all the GIFs. You know what pisses me off? He stole that spot from Underworld Wrestling, Erica Reed versus Avery in a street fight for the Underworld Women's Championship. Avery put a screwdriver through Erica Reed's ear and pulled it. She even did it on the ropes for leverage.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah. That spot was stolen. When he put the finger through, we were like, oh, Randy Orton's been watching Underworld as a bit of a joke. But now he actually used the screwdriver. We're like, no, this is too much of a coincidence. one of the agents, someone.
Yeah, someone's watching it.
You know they keep their eye on everything.
Yeah.
And it is on Amazon Prime, too. Like, Underworld Wrestling is probably the most exposed Australian wrestling because it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And so we know some of the Lucha Underground guys have watched it. They tweeted about it and stuff. But yeah, so some people have watched Underworld Wrestling and they've stolen this spot.
Well, outside of that
Randy
as
Orton.
well, outside of that, the brutal thing, not necessarily a move, but a moment. When
Okay,
Jeff
yeah.
comes down off first wonton off the top rope onto Randy, and the chair actually cuts Randy open.
On the leg, yeah.
Yeah, and you just see his skin dangling there. Like, that was gross.
The belt, too.
Oh, yes.
The belt to the back, the studded belt. I have been hit with a studded belt before.
They hurt.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. It is not fun. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think this was what a Hell in a Cell match can and should be.
Yeah.
They stayed in the match. No one came down.
No. Which
we'll
is
get
great.
To that. We'll get to that. But it ended their very personal rivalry.
It did.
In a logical way. And it was good. It was very good. But the ending, I didn't like it. So he sets up a ladder like he's going to do a leapfrog leg drop. But then he changes his mind because he's like, I don't think there's enough room. So he goes up like he's going to do the swanton. But it's like, well, obviously there's not enough room for that either. So then he climbs across. And what was he going to do?
I think he was just going to,
splash.
drop. Yeah, I think he was just going to drop. Like a razor-Ramon style splash.
How anticlimactic is that? But beyond that, Randy Orton moved before he let go.
Yeah. I think it was mistimed.
Like, he moved... Yeah, it was mistimed. What would have been better is if he had have popped off the table for an RKO.
That would have been pretty cool.
Right? It would have been the exact same bump.
Yeah, pretty much.
But or at least wait until he let go and then move off the table. I know that's riskier. You risk getting hit with the flying pieces of table because that table shattered into pieces.
It did.
But it just looked really bad for Jeff. Like, it was like, well, why did he let go? Why didn't he just swing his legs back over to the ladder?
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's exactly right.
He could see that Randy had moved.
Yeah, I don't understand it as such. Like, I think, yes, there are reports that Jeff is actually severely injured at this point, which I'm hoping he's not.
WWE.com.
No, but I'm also seeing it on a few other websites.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But I hope he's not. Well wishes if he is actually injured, but I think this could just be a way to write him off TV to get him better.
I think that's the case. I think they're just writing him off for a while. I think that the ref did a real good job of selling it.
They really
the ref did a real good job. Yeah, and Orton just being like, "Do your damn job." It gave it that little bit of a wait. Is he actually hurt? And Randy wants to get the match over and done with. Is this real? It gave it that little bit of a vibe, which I really enjoyed. But I definitely think that he's fine. Just the way they reported on it. If something had gone wrong, like, I mean, when things go tragically wrong,
they would have thrown up the axe.
Well, not only that, but I'm talking about the way the announcers talked about it. Like, King having a heart attack on air, they talked about it, tragically then, or obviously the Owen Hart situation. But, when it's just an injury, like, Finn Balor taking the buckle bomb wrong and hurting his arm, or, Seth Rollins coming off the top and tweaking his knee, things like that, they don't talk about it. You just don't talk about it. So, I don't know. It felt like a work to me.
It definitely could be, yeah. So then after that, we have the Becky Lynch and Charlotte match for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
How happy are you?
Oh, I am so happy.
Becky.
Oh, my
Becky
girl
Lynch
did it.
And new.
Oh, my girl did it. Like, I was so excited coming into this match because I love what Becky has done with this. I love that the heel persona, that even though that she's still getting chanted, she's the heel character. Like, this is perfect for Becky right now, due to the fact that she's now...
See, I think that's stupid.
But the chanting, even though she's heel?
No, the fact that they're booking her as a heel, even though nobody wants to boo her.
I think it's smart, to be honest.
Why?
Because in a way that if they bring her heat, it's going to bring her popularity up. In a sense, people like...
It's stupid.
People
it's
like...
stupid. Just embrace it. Embrace the fact that people love her. Why do they fight this shit? Embrace the fact that people hate Roman and make him a bad guy. Embrace the fact that people love Braun and make him a good guy. Embrace the fact that people hate Charlotte and make her a bad guy. Like, I don't understand. Charlotte is a more natural bad guy anyway.
She is. But that's in the Flair line, like, to be honest.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not the Flair thing. It's just because... Well, I mean, part of it is because she's a... rich kid brought up in the business.
Yeah.
Well, not even really. She wasn't really, but, that's the impression you get when they're a second generation superstar. Like, it was easier for her. There was always going to be a spot for her. All she had to do was ask. Yes, you have to put in the work to be successful, but there's still a spot there for you,
No, that's exactly right.
All the stuff that Nick Aldis said about Cody, right? Like, yeah, you did the work, but at the same time, I did the work even though there was no guarantee.
Yeah.
If you did the work, there was always going to be a spot for you. And that's the Becky Charlotte thing in a nutshell.
Yeah,
and people are going to want to cheer for the Becky and not the Charlotte. And Charlotte has just a general demeanor where she seems like that popular girl in school who did all the sports, who, was on all the teams and had that little group of friends that bitched about everyone when no one was listening.
Pretty much a plastic.
Yeah. Bitched about everyone when no one was listening, but then to their face was like, oh my God, you look so good today.
Yeah.
Like
Mean Girls.
She has that vibe. Yeah, she has the Mean Girls vibe of that's just what she is. So
can we have WWE make a Mean Girls stable?
Well, it's kind of what Billy and Peyton are a little.
Throw Charlotte in there and you've got the three of them, that's fine.
But no, I think that Charlotte should definitely... She's a natural heel.
She is.
And Becky's a natural face. And so they're booking against that, which is stupid.
Well,
especially because, they want Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Which one's the heel?
Well, what if this is the slow turn to have both Becky turn the face and Charlotte turn the heel when Charlotte attacks Becky after she loses her rematch? If you think about it,
so
that's how they should do it.
Right, so here's what I was thinking. I thought, okay, Becky won.
Yeah.
That's great. Now Becky is going to go like, okay, I did it. It's done. I'm going to extend the hand to Charlotte. And then Charlotte could be the one to be like, no. But they did it the other way round.
Yeah, they did. That was weird.
See, if you want it to go the way you said, then it should have been that way. But they did it the other way around, where Charlotte extends the hand and Becky's like, you're not going to ruin my moment, and walks off looking like a badass heel.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work. People are going to cheer her no matter what she does. She's Becky fucking Lynch.
That's exactly right.
She is the female Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, pretty much. She just didn't have a WrestleMania ending.
Yeah, she's just lovable. It's you can't get around it. You got to stop fighting it.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. So many people love her, but what WWE have done with her, handing her this title right now, is going to shoot her popularity through the roof. Which is smart in the way of WWE, because they wanted to push her again. They've just done it. So
yeah, so we'll see a rematch, obviously, in Melbourne, and I think Becky will retain.
If she doesn't, I'm going to riot.
Yeah. Though you could see, you want to turn Charlotte heel, you could see Billy and Peyton join Charlotte there.
That's an idea.
In Melbourne. But then they'll get cheered as though they're face. I have no idea, man.
Yeah, this is
WWE want people to cheer Charlotte. Have them join and jump in Melbourne.
Yep.
And then everyone in America could be like, "What are these crazy Aussies doing?" Because they call us Aussies with a hard S. What are these crazy Aussies doing? What are the Aussies doing cheering these chicks?
Yeah, honestly. Okay, so Buddy Murphy is coming in as the heel for Super Showdown, and he's going to get shit cheered out of him, and everyone watching in America is going to be like, why are they cheering this guy?
Those crazy Aussies, man. I don't get it.
Mate, they're eating too much.
That's my American accent. I can't do it. Anyway, Raw Tag Team Championship did not change. I thought this was going to change going in.
So did I.
I thought the Shield were a lock. And then when they didn't, I thought that Braun Strowman was a lock, because I figured what you want to do is go into it with one group holding all the titles in Super Showdown, so then you can make it a winner-takes-all match.
See, I was right. I'm right there with you. I honestly thought that was what was going to happen.
But, they're not doing that, obviously, so whatever. The match itself, though, once again, the match itself was fantastic. I wasn't a fan of the ending. I thought that the Shield made more sense to go over, but the match was really, really well done.
Yeah, it was. It was fantastic. I mean, Ziggler and McIntyre are playing keep away for pretty much like 7 minutes of that match. Mm-hmm. Like, that was honestly one of the best things I have seen in a tag team. I mean, they haven't been together for so long, but they are killing it in the tag team division. This is what Raw needed.
Yeah, and also how good, just as a side note, how good is the commentary now with Renee?
Oh, it is so much better.
So much better. Like, and I noticed it, especially in this match, because everything she was saying about Dean Ambrose, I was kind of paying attention to be like, how's she going to toe this line?
Yes.
She did an amazing job.
She did. I love Corey Graves' little comment, but well, you're a little biased, Renee. He's like, but that's okay because I agree with you.
No, I liked her saying that Dean Ambrose wants a piece of this pie when he was jumping into the match. It was just a little bit of a rock style.
Yep.
But the match was good, and the wrong team won. Then we move on to the WWE Championship match, and this is where the show kind of goes off the rails for me, but not really.
I can understand that.
I loved it.
Yes.
I loved the way this match ended. If we didn't already know that AJ and Joe were having a match at Super Showdown.
However, new light came into play with Hell in a Cell after this match.
Yeah.
So we saw, of course, a very, very hard-hitting match between the two former TNA champions, which was what they used to do in TNA.
It was an amazing match.
Yeah, it was honestly one of the better matches that I've seen AJ Styles have.
But it wasn't the match for the level of the feud they're at.
No, but I think that
this
comes
match
a Super
should have
Showdown.
been no disqualification.
No. See, this is only match 2 though. Well,
I know,
match 2.
but the match, but the first match ended in a disqualification because AJ couldn't keep his cool. Now the feud has gotten even more intense since then, but he managed to keep his cool and have just a standard match this time.
Yeah, and I think they're going to build
Makes
again.
No sense.
We have 3 weeks till Super Showdown. This is going to build so well, and it has been announced after the match. Even though we saw Joe take the pinfall and AJ Styles win, AJ Styles tapped out.
Yeah, he tapped out at 2 as well, which how he can hold the title up as a babyface, how he can hold the title up and be like, I'm the champion.
Yeah, I don't understand
that he tapped out. There's like, that's what I mean when I say it went off the rails, because it's like little things.
Yeah.
It's these little character inconsistencies where it seems like the only, I mean this, it's so terrible. It seems like the only character they care about is Roman Reigns.
Yeah, well, honestly.
Everything they do on the show is to get Roman Reigns over, but then all their other characters, they're just like, I don't know, make him tap out at 2 to protect Joe. Like, what? Why? Why do you need to protect Joe? I'll tell you why you need to protect Joe. Because Joe has to go into, what's the show where they do Raw vs. SmackDown? Survivor Series? Yeah, so Joe has to go into Survivor Series against Roman Reigns, where he has to make Roman Reigns look strong. So we need Joe to look strong so that Roman Reigns can look strong. It's all done. Yeah, for Roman Reigns' benefit. It's
pretty
disgusting.
Yeah, well,
it's disgusting.
I can agree with you. I can see how that's going to happen. And I think now with new light, after the match, we had Joe go into Paige's office and demand a no disqualification match at Super Showdown. The new edition. Yeah. We now have a no disqualification match.
Well, we don't know the exact stipulation, but we know there's going to be some kind of stipulation that makes it so that there is a definite winner.
Yeah. I think it's no disqualification. I actually think it's no disqualification.
I think we'll get a ladder match or something, because you want to have a definitive winner, right? Here's the thing: is their first match ended in a DQ, so a no DQ match would solve that. But their second match, it ended in one person being pinned while the other person tapped out at the same time.
Yeah,
a no DQ match doesn't prevent that from happening. You need a last man standing match, which they've already had recently.
Yeah.
You need a cage match or a Hell in a Cell match, which we've just had, or you need a ladder match. That's how you have a definitive winner.
Do you reckon MCG could hold a ladder match?
Yes. Why would it not? It's huge.
No. But I mean, like, oh no, they can close the roof on that place, can't they? I personally have never been there yet. I've never been to the MCG.
No, I mean, yeah, me either. I live in Adelaide, but like, I imagine they just have to put up some scaffolds. I don't know how it works.
Okay,
man.
I think they'll have something. Yeah, they'll have something.
I think it'll be a ladder match. That's my pick. I don't think it'll be no DQ, because no DQ makes no sense to me. But I'm going. WWE don't care for logic.
What about an I Quit match?
That could work too. An I Quit match. That's very old school though, with the microphone.
Yeah, I would love to hear. I'm massive. I am a massive fan of AJ Styles, but I want Joe to go over. So to hear AJ Styles screaming "I quit" in the middle of the MCG would sound pretty good.
What about a Who's Your Daddy match? Same concept. Same concept, but you have to get your opponent to call you daddy.
Oh, God.
It fits the story. It fits the story. I'm just saying.
You know what this reminds me of? The whole Rey Mysterio Eddie Guerrero feud over Dominic. That's what this reminds me of. Instead of Dominic, it's the WWE Championship.
I just want more story time with Uncle Joe. That's what I want.
I just want more books from Uncle Joe.
Anyway, so moving on, we had Miz and Maurice defeat Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. We thought this was going to go the other way.
Well, I knew that one of the guys weren't taking the pin. It would hurt the guys if they took the pin.
We knew the decision was going to involve the ladies, which is smart booking because the guys have a match at Super Showdown. Although I imagine the ladies will probably have a match at Evolution.
Yeah, so, I think that's where they're building to.
Yeah, but I think that I still think that we should have given the Danielsons a win here because Miz and Maurice are already up over them in this feud. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was smart, to be honest. So you have Bryan go over at Super Showdown, and then you have Brie Bella go over at Evolution. I'm pretty sure that's where it's leading to.
If Bryan goes over, when do they do the title match? In November? No, because that's Survivor Series.
It's the one after. Yeah, it's the one after. So Bryan would only get a 3-month reign.
You mean Joe? Joe would only get...
Sorry, Joe. Oh, yeah, Joe.
Yes, you want Joe to win. Joe wins at Super Showdown and then loses in December.
Yeah.
After having lost to Roman Reigns at Survivor Series.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty shitty. That's a pretty shitty run for Joe.
That is, but I'm pretty sure that's where it's gone because they want the two for Mania, don't they?
Miz and
Daniel Bryan for the WWE title. Isn't that
Mania?
Isn't
Yeah,
that where they're leaning for it?
That's got to be where they're going, right? It's definitely what it looks like, and I'm happy with that too because it deserves the Mania spot. To be honest with you,
yeah. Unless Andrade Cien Almas wins the Rumble.
Right, there's a lot of ways it can go. Then we get the Raw Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey manages to pull one out. I think the wrong person won here. I think this is where you give Ronda her first major singles loss because she has the rib injury as an excuse. And they didn't do it. She still managed to overcome the odds and defeat Alexa Bliss. But I thought this was Ronda Rousey's best match.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. They made...
She needs to stop winning so much because she sells like a motherfucker.
Yeah. To be honest, with this, I love how they made it look like she wasn't the Brock Lesnar. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, she didn't seem like the female Brock Lesnar walking into this. And that is what I love about
because she had the hurt rib.
Yeah.
Because she had the hurt ribs. And what I wanted to happen here was Alexa Bliss win and then taunt her, like, look, this isn't fighting. This is wrestling. And you are dumb at this.
Yep.
Right? I am better than you at this because this is my life. And run with that story and make Ronda the underdog. Have the other girls gang up on her. Have the other girls be like, no, we're wrestlers and you're new here and you got all this opportunity even though you couldn't handle it when it came down to the push come to shove. You couldn't handle it because you're not a wrestler. You're a fighter.
Yep.
And that's a completely different thing. And you weren't even that great at that either.
Yeah.
Right? And you let that play out, and then she can slowly overcome everyone who's saying it. She can struggle against Alicia Fox because Ronda looks so good when she's getting beaten up.
Is this going to be a Melbourne thing? Is she going to get beaten in Melbourne too?
She has to. She has to get beaten in Melbourne. I don't think she'll eat the pin.
No.
We talked about this.
Yes,
I think
we have.
it's a 6-man tag, right?
Yeah, so Brie Bella will take the
I think that. Yeah, one of the others will take the fall. Probably Brie, but. It'll definitely involve her getting kicked in the face and going down like a sack of bricks. If it doesn't, they miss a golden opportunity.
Or
because that'll make news too. Ronda fails in Melbourne again. You know.
Yeah. Or we have
such a great story.
Or we have Billie Kay or Peyton Royce, the Iconics, just rib into her, get into her head the fact that she lost last time, and make her lose a cool.
Yeah. And then next time they come back here for another show, because it'll be in Melbourne again, because it's always going to be in Melbourne. Next time they come back here for another pay-per-view, right?
Yep.
You have Ronda be the challenger going in.
No, yeah.
Like we're talking a year from now or a year and a half from now. You have Ronda be the challenger going in and have that story be every time you're in Melbourne, you lose, you fail. And she has to try to overcome this in her head, you know?
And she never does.
I think that the third time you do. I think that, you know, when she's the challenger, that's when you do it.
But yeah, so we saw Ronda Rousey getting the win over an Alexa Bliss. So yes, Alexa Bliss should have gone over this, but
yeah, I think so. But
and then it goes down to we get the promo from Joe cutting the promo about how he won the match, and then we get the Bob Ross knockoff as a special guest referee.
The Bob Ross knockoff.
Yeah, Mick Foley.
Why is he a Bob Ross knockoff?
Did you not see him earlier when he had the little backstage segment between him and Braun Strowman? First thing I thought of was Bob Ross.
Why?
Because of his fluffy ass hair and his goatee.
Because of the hair.
It just looked. So when I was looking at the TV, it was a quick glance at that point because I was like, okay, Mick Foley's on the screen. It's not main event. And kind of looked away at that moment, and I was just kind of like, I had to take a second look. I was like, was that Bob Ross? Like, I legitimately thought that Braun Strowman was going off at a painting. I was like, what the fuck?
All right, so Mick Foley comes out. He's special guest referee who does nothing.
Yep.
This match made no sense. Okay, you got to protect the gimmick. Hell in a Cell is there to end feuds. Okay, so it's the same with TLC as well. I don't think these should be pay-per-views where we're guaranteed the match every year. Money in the Bank, yes, because the contract serves a yearly purpose, right? But something like TLC, something like Hell in a Cell, even something like Extreme Rules or Elimination Chamber, those should be special stipulations that, still pull them out once a year if you want to.
Yeah.
But do it in a creative way, not in a every December we have a pay-per-view. And, it seems stupid to me.
Nah, I'm right with you there. I think these matches need to be broken out. Say, get rid of the whole Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Get rid of TLC. And literally have, they used to have Backlash. They used to have Judgment Day. They used to have the Great American Bash. Bring them back.
Yeah. Yeah, or Vengeance.
Oh, yes,
or Unforgiven. Right? And then, you bust out the Hell in a Cell when it's actually a story that calls for it. Like, I don't know, AJ and Joe, for example. Right? And so you still could have had a Hell in a Cell this month. But it probably shouldn't have been a Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns.
No.
Or if you wanted it to be, tell a better story.
Can I just...
But anyway. Yeah.
So I just wanted to point this out. The reason that we only got 2 Hell in a Cell pay-per-views this year, the Hell in a Cell matches, I should say, instead of the normal 3 or 4 that we used to have, they made Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman the 40th ever Hell in a Cell match.
Right.
Useless fact, Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton was number 39. Number 40 was Roman Reigns.
Okay.
The anniversary was held for their big dog. I don't know, it shit me. Personally, I think AJ...
That's what I mean about everything being done. Everything that they do is done for the benefit of Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And it's annoying and weird and it's gross. When you notice it and you can't unsee it, it's gross. But this match was stupid because here's the thing. Here's Mick Foley, and you've reminded us too. You've reminded us of Mick Foley. He was thrown off the cell through a table and he got up. He was chokeslammed through the top of the cell and he got up. He was slammed, pile drove on tacks, right? All this stuff happened.
Yeah.
And he finished the match. And then you're going to have Brock Lesnar come out and kick the door down, which was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
And I did not know Brock Lesnar was there. I did not know he was coming. It was very...
Yeah, I don't think anyone realized. I saw reports that he was there, by accident. I didn't really want to see that. But as soon as I saw Brock Lesnar's backstage, I'm like, okay, cool. So is he trying to work out a new contract? That's the first thing I thought of. Is he trying to get that contract? Yeah. And then when he actually came out with Paul Heyman, I'm like, oh. She.
Well, he initially asked for his rematch at Hell in a Cell, but Kurt Angle said no.
Yeah.
So I guess he already had the ticket, and he was like, I may as well use it.
Pretty much.
So he came to fuck shit up. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with having Brock Lesnar interfere. Generally speaking, you want a Hell in a Cell to have no interference because it's kind of the gimmick, right? Protect the fucking gimmick. But I'm okay with Brock Lesnar kicking the door in and interfering.
Yeah, because it
makes sense.
It made him look like a beast again. And he looks jacked.
Right? Yeah. But what you do is you don't have the Shield versus Dogs of War stuff happen, and you just have him come down, kick the door in, F5 them both, have Mick Foley get in his face, have him shove Mick Foley down and leave, and then the match can finish after that. Why would it end in a no contest? Like, okay, so the legacy of this match is Mick Foley.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who, as we said, thrown off the table, through the roof, onto tacks, finishes the match. And then these guys get F5'd and hit with a broken table and they can't compete.
I think what it was, if...
You make today's superstars look pathetic and weak.
Oh, yeah. Most of them are. But...
you go say that to Braun Strowman's face.
I'm like, by any means necessary, they are not weak. But that is honestly how it looked. Because, like you said, we've watched Foley do a bunch of stuff. Edge, Undertaker, all of those classic superstars that we have seen go through hell, literally inside the cell, right? Doing so much mental stuff.
And they finished the match.
And they finished the match.
Shit, earlier in the night, Orton and fucking Jeff Hardy had a much more grueling Hell in a Cell match than this.
Honestly, I reckon...
And they finished...
No, that's exactly right. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns... Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, and then Randy versus Jeff should have just swapped places on that entire card, because I tell you what, they stole the show.
But where does this go? Where does this go? And let's not even talk. Let's talk about it quickly. Let's talk about the fact that the Dogs of War come out for no reason, and then the Shield come out to chase them down. And what? These guys were down in the ring for 15 minutes. They had a 10-minute break.
They did, yeah.
While all this stuff was going on, and they brawled on top, and it was just stupid.
But the big dog was popped out. He needed a break. So, but in all seriousness, there is one place I can see this ending. And that is the unannounced Saudi Arabia match.
Yeah, triple threat Saudi Arabia. That's what I was thinking too. It'd be nice if they rejigged it and they said, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a triple threat in Melbourne and then the tag team title rematch in Melbourne.
See, I would love that. If Brock Lesnar came to Melbourne, it would be... I would probably lose my shit, to be honest.
Because to me, that says that Braun Strowman wins in Melbourne by going over Brock Lesnar finally, which keeps Roman Reigns looking clean and strong.
Yeah, and then at Saudi Arabia, have Roman going over again.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want to do. But, however, they're trying...
And I'll take your green belt, too.
Have him, walk out with, 3 different coloured belts. But my thing is that this Saudi Arabia thing is supposed to be the biggest ever event they've ever held. I mean, they're supposed to have DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. They're supposed to have this triple threat match. They're supposed to have Andrade Cien Almas going over for the US title. I've seen that. I am seeing... These are just rumours. But this is supposed to be the biggest event they've ever held. It's supposed to be worth billions, apparently.
What, the Saudi Arabia November show?
Yeah. It's supposed to... Well, Saudi Arabia wants it to overshadow WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And potentially they've got the money to do it, so why not?
Yeah, well, you can't do it without half the freaking roster, the women. But anyway, look, it's... I don't want to get into the Saudi Arabia stuff because it just upsets me and pisses me off. But, at the end of the day, this seems like that's where it's going. It's going to a triple threat match, probably in Saudi Arabia.
It'd be better if it was Melbourne.
And it just shits all over everything else. And this is the problem with them having so many events that they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, we could have done without Hell in a Cell, really. Even though it was a really good show, we could have done without it because most of it was meaningless.
Yeah.
Because we've already got stuff booked for a couple of weeks away that's more important.
No, that's exactly right.
So, stop putting on, you don't need this much content. You don't. And it all comes back to, Vince wants to be everything to everybody, but you can't. You just can't.
Yeah.
And when you try, what you do is you push people towards things like All In because they actually did a way better job of it.
Yeah, I actually think that if the guys from All In had the budget for Hell in a Cell, they'd probably shoot WWE out of the sky, by far.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know, but that's the entire show in a nutshell, really. Make Roman Reigns look good. So I'm going to end, instead of ending with the usual theme song, I'm going to end with the Roman Reigns theme to close out this episode.
Because everything is for Roman? Are you doing that because everything is for Roman? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, everything's for Roman, man. Everything's for Roman. Roman Reigns, the guy with the weirdest hair.
Guys, you can find me on Facebook at CJ as well, and at Instagram, CJs_world.
That really hurt my throat. I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at the Greg Unchained on Instagram. We are the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit the B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. That's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, all the rest with a W. That's one of our other episodes. You can find that on Sunday. Please subscribe so that you can hear that episode. Give us a like, a share, a comment, a 5-star review on iTunes if you feel so inclined. And thank you so much for listening. Sorry about this, but I'm going to play the song. I'm going to do it.
Roman Reigns, the guy with the biggest pecs. Roman Reigns, the guy who has lots of sex. Roman Reigns, the guy with the wettest hair. Roman Reigns, the guy who just doesn't care. Roman Reigns, the guy with a lot of class. Roman Reigns, the guy who will kick your ass.
Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, the guy who is dressed in black. Roman Reigns, the guy who has got your back. Roman Reigns, the guy with a sweet goatee. Roman Reigns, a good friend to you and me. He will punch you. He will spear you. He will punch you. He will spear you. He will punch you. He will spear you. He will punch you. Believe that! Roman Reigns, the guy who is not that bad. Roman Reigns, the guy whose tattoos are rad. Roman Reigns, the guy has a decent car. Roman Reigns, his cousin's a movie star. And I believe that. Oh, I believe that. Yes, I believe that. Man, I believe that. Oh, I believe that. Yes, I believe that. Oh, I believe that. Don't you? Roman Reigns, he's dressed like a prison guard. Roman Reigns, his promos are on flashcards. Roman Reigns, he's black, sort of, I think. Roman Reigns, I'd like to buy him a drink. He's not the basis for Metallica. 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 That's Robert Trujillo. Roman